During a recent interview, Brittney Griner shared that she's supporting transgender athletes' ability to participate in sports based on their identity. Griner said, I think it's a crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure. What are your thoughts on Griner's remarks? Let's go to you first, Vivica. What do you think about this? She basically wants transgenders to be able to compete with women, natural-born women.
You know, I get this is a delicate line for any athlete to have to address, and especially for them to go to Brittney, considering everything that she's been through with, you know, her being in jail, this and the third. So of course she's going to answer it politically correct. This is a tough one, y'all. This one is a tough one because I think that there's an unfair advantage when a person has been born a man to compete, regardless of what they may identify it. But if you've got that extra testosterone, to me, it's not fair to compete against a woman. But I understand the place that Brittney's put in, that she didn't want to answer it not politically correct, and they would have jumped all over her on that. So I think she answered it safe.
Melina?
I'm going to hit you with a Vivica sigh.
Well,
we got two.
I really love Brittney Griner. Thank you for that, Lisa Ray, because I didn't know. I really love Brittney Griner, but I don't agree with her on this. I don't agree. I don't think that it should be encouraged that transgender women should be able to compete with other biological women. If that was the case, then why do we have two genders in sports in the first place?
Yes.
I think that transgender athletes should have their own lane should be created, just like we have male, female, there should be transgender. That would make it fair. I think they should have their own everything. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. They don't want to be with the men because men are nuts. They would be horrendous to them in the locker room. They would be horrendous to them if they were to compete alongside men in team sports. Now, individual sports maybe so, but in team sports, it would be tragic. Women are nicer. It's nicer. It's easier to compete against us. You can beat us and all this fun stuff, but it's not fair for us.
Yes.
So I think there needs to be they need to have their own lane. And that's the answer. Other than that, it's absurd. Even Caitlyn Jenner said it was absurd to allow transgenders. And when I say transgender, I mean men competing as women.
That's right.
Transgenders compete against other women.
Lisa
and I'm
Ray?
just going to stand on that.
I think both ladies are, I agree with Selena, actually. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. And I think that's a great idea, Selena, that they can have their own category. I think that's wonderful for them.
Absolutely.
To think about. Claudia,
I mean, Brittney Griner, you're in the WNBA, and there's a difference between the WNBA and the NBA for a reason. You're not playing against LeBron James, okay? Because it's a whole different situation. And yes, transgenders are kind of in the middle. They should be their own lane. The one swimmer that was 250th amongst men is tied for number one in the women's swimming, and then they gave the award to her instead of the natural born woman. It's not fair. It's too early for that. I think there needs to be a third league. And I think we should make that happen.